It's lovely to see you all joining today. I'll say hello to Coral and Elizabeth and Jen and Leah and Victor. Lovely to see you all here. This is an interdependent arising, so for us to have this meditation requires all of us to be here. So how lovely that we can come together digitally as a community. It would be even nicer if we could be together in person, but it's amazing we have this technology that allows us to do this, especially for us old people who grew up in the time of collect calls on phones attached to walls. All right, so in the chat, I have posted our mantras that we start with. And I think now that we've been doing these for a couple of months, everybody should be very familiar with them. And so you can start doing these while you're waiting for everybody to sign on. Just start getting yourself in the right mind frame. And then next week, I'll add a new mantra. And so since we have a very short time, I won't leave these mantras on top of the new mantra. So you can start doing them before we start next time. And these are all from the booklet, How to Transform a Suffering Life into Happiness, Including Enlightenment by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, which is in the material section on the website. And I've given you a link in the chat to get more information about that. It's something that Rinpoche wants all his students to be doing every day. So I find it's helpful to practice the mantras together, and then they're a little easier to tackle on your own. All right, so then we start with the mantra for blessing the mala. And if you don't have your mala, it's fine. You don't have to run and go get one, because I'll keep track of the mantras as we do the Vajrasattva practice. But to do this blessing of the mala, you would say the mantra 7 times, then you blow on the mala and rub it between your hands. And it goes, Om RUTSIRA Mani Prawartaya Hum. 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 And that multiplies the merit by sextillion times, which has a ridiculous amount of zeros in that number. So it's about 30 seconds to do this incredible multiplication of merit. And then you can multiply it even further by just doing this little mantra 7 times. TAYATHA Om DHARE DHARE BENDHARE SVAHA. 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 And then we'll start to get into our meditation posture. Make sure that we have a nice stable base in order to concentrate for the next half hour. Making sure that if you're in a chair, your feet are flat on the floor, your thighs parallel to the floor, not leaning back and sort of slouching, but with a nice straight back. And if you're seated on a cushion with your legs in a comfortable position, the straight back being the most important part, but it needs to be without a lot of effort. And so if you're really feeling rigid and like you're using up a lot of energy to keep your back straight, then you probably need to adjust your cushion and your legs and find just the sweet spot where your back is very naturally straight, with the shoulders back. And just start to connect with any feelings you might be having in your body, without a lot of stories. It's really about the mindfulness of what's happening in the body. By just taking your attention and placing it on whatever sensations you feel there. When we're going through our day, often we just are completely distracted from what we're feeling and thinking. But our body's having this whole host of feelings that's happening all the time. There might be tingling, pulsing, so just really connect with anything your body is feeling right now. And it's important that the body be very relaxed for the meditation to be able to focus inward and not worry about the body. And so let's just take 3 nice deep breaths to let go of any tension we might be holding. And when you finish, just let your breathing return to normal. So to begin any practice, it's so important that we have a strong feeling of compassion, of bodhicitta. And a very simple wish we can make every day is just, may the actions of my body, speech, and mind only benefit others. Wishing that we refrain from harming others, and that everything we do and think is just to be of benefit. And not just to the people who we choose because of how they treat us. We like people who are nice to us. We don't like people who are not nice to us or not nice to our friends. And then all of the strangers around the world, we just don't really think about or care about them. That's sort of our normal mode. But here in this time of COVID, we really are very aware of how connected the whole world is and how much our happiness relies on the stability and happiness of others. And when they're suffering, we certainly can relate to that type of suffering, that we all have the same type of body and mind. We know what it's like to have physical pain. We know what it's like to have mental pain. It's true no matter what form you're in, whether you're an animal, a human, a fish, an invisible being, it doesn't matter. We all know what it's like to suffer, and so we wish that all sentient beings be free of suffering. And by doing this practice of purification, then we're helping ourselves on the path of developing the type of mind and actions that frees all sentient beings from suffering. We're trying to develop this enlightened mind, perfect wisdom and compassion, so that we can help all others achieve that state as well. And so for the first of the 4 opponent powers, we think with regret about any negative actions of body or mind that we've done. And it's best to just start with anything recent we can remember, especially today. Any thoughts or actions or speech, so actions of body or speech that might have harmed others. As well as any that we've done to harm ourselves. These have planted negative seeds that will ripen in the future as suffering. And so we just simply wish we hadn't done that. It's not a guilt trip. I'm a bad person because I messed up. It's not that at all. It's simply, in order to change our habits, we have to be aware that we even have them. Because most of the time we aren't really paying attention to what we're doing. Or if we are overwhelmed with our delusions and ignorance, we think at the time that we're doing the right thing, but then when we reflect on it, we realize maybe not. And then keep going back further. So if there's anything that keeps bothering you from your past, things that you've done that you regret, you maybe even have tried to purify them, but they still keep disturbing your mind because it's a process to purify them. Include those. And have a general wish that from all our previous lives, countless previous lives, that all negative actions of our body and mind be purified. We have trouble remembering even what we've done in one day, so we're not going to remember what we've done over our whole lifetime or multiple lifetimes. So we just want to generally include all negative actions and purify those as well. And then for the second power of the four opponent powers, we rely on the method of Guru Vajrasattva in order to purify these past karmas. And so visualizing above the crown of your head, this perfect being on a white lotus, made of light, Vajrasattva, who is one with your Guru. His body is white light. He is filled with just compassion, loving kindness. And if you can just tap into the feeling of Vajrasattva being there and that white light, that's a very good start. If you need support for your visualization, his picture is on the screen. He holds the Vajra and bell, symbolic of that perfect union, having completed the path of method and wisdom. He is just smiling. Every atom of Vajrasattva is here to help us. There's no judgment, no ill will, just total love and compassion. And knowing that we have the same Buddha nature within us, we take refuge. And you can either meditate on the meaning of this verse or you can recite it 3 times with me. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I am enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And so really holding in your heart that wish to do this in order to benefit every sentient being without leaving a single one out. And the first step is that we purify all of our negative actions of body. Guru Vajrasattva, out of his love and compassion, sends down a powerful ray of white, blissful nectar that enters the crown of your head. And as it fills your body, pushing down, there's this black inky liquid that are the actions of your body that have harmed yourself or others, which exits out of your lower orifices and just completely dissipates, as if it just was never even there in the first place. And that purifies all of those negative actions of body as your body fills with the white nectar. And we recite the mantra 7 times. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Patita Tita Mebawa Sitoshaya Mebawa Sipushaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Memperyatsa Sarvakarma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Pratita Dito Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Memperyatsa Sarvakarma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Patita Dito Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Memperyatsa Sarvakarma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Patita Dito Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Memperyatsa Sarvakarma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Patita Dito Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Memperyatsa Sarvakarma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Patita Dito Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Memperyatsa Sarvakarma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Patita Dito Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Memperyatsa Sarvakarma Sutsame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe. Your body is now completely purified of any seeds from negative actions, and think there's nothing you can do with your body except benefit others. And then we purify any negative actions of speech anything we've said that might have disturbed others' minds, caused division, just wasted time, that was harsh, critical. Guru Vajrasattva sends down again a powerful beam of white blissful nectar that enters the crown of your head, filling your body this time from the bottom up, pushing up the black inky liquid that is the negative action of your speech so that it exits out of the top of your body, completely dissipating and purifying all those negative seeds planted by our actions of speech that were unskillful. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Didu Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anadaktu Mebawa Sarvaseti Memprayatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kudahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Didu Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anurakti Mebawa Sarvaseti Memprayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kudahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anurakti Mebawa Sarvaseti Memprayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kudahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anurakti Mebawa Sarvaseti Memprayatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kudahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anadakti Mebawa Sarvaseti Memprayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kudahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anadakti Mebawa Sarvaseti Memprayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kudahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anadakti Mebawa Sarvaseti Memprayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kudahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe. And so think how wonderful it is that all those negative actions of speech are completely purified, your body filled with blissful nectar. And think that no matter what you say, it will be to benefit others. And then we purify any negative actions of mind. Particularly our self-cherishing ignorance, which is the root of all of our delusions, all of our disturbing states of mind. And especially anger, which cuts all of our merit, prevents us from having this energy that we need to continue positively on the path. Any hatred that we might have, excluding sentient beings, wishing them harm. And any self-critical thoughts, wishing ourselves harm, thinking we're not good enough. All this is purified as Guru Vajrasattva again sends down This time, a powerful light ray that when it enters the crown of your head, this blissful white light instantly lights up all of your body. Just like when you turn on a light in a room, it goes from dark to light in an instant, purifying all these negative thoughts, and especially that root ignorance, the self-cherishing I. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe. And just be delighted that all of your delusions, the source of your suffering, and the reason why we harm others with our body and speech are completely purified. Think that there is nothing but wisdom and the bliss of compassion in your mind. And then we purify the imprints. Now that we've purified the grosser seeds that we planted that ripen into suffering, it's like flushing the poo of your negative actions down the toilet, but there's still a smell in the air. And these are the imprints that are very subtle that are still left, that prevents us from becoming fully enlightened. And so Guru Vajrasattva again sends down a powerful light ray of white blissful light, entering the crown of your head, illuminating instantly your body and eliminating these very subtle obscurations. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutashaya Mebawa Supashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuduhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sitashaya Mebawa Sipushaya Mebawa Anarati Mebawa Sarvasiti Membrayatsu Sarvakama Sitame Siddhap Shriyam Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sitashaya Mebawa Sipushaya Mebawa Anarati Mebawa Sarvasiti Membrayatsu Sarvakama Sitame Siddhap Shriyam Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Didu Mebawa Sitashaya Mebawa Sipashaya Mebawa Anadati Mebawa Sarvasiti Membrayatsu Sarvakama Sitame Siddhap Shriyam Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Didu Mebawa Sitashaya Mebawa Sipashaya Mebawa Anurati Mebawa Sarvasiti Membrayatsu Sarvakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Didu Mebawa Sitashaya Mebawa Sipashaya Mebawa Anurati Mebawa Sarvasiti Membrayatsu Sarvakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvadata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Didu Mebawa Sitashaya Mebawa Sipashaya Mebawa Anarati Mebawa Sarvasiti Membrayatsu Sarvakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe. Feel that blissful, light feeling of being completely purified. No negativity left. And now that we have finished the third opponent power of the remedy, we enter the fourth power, which is the resolve not to repeat our negative actions of body and mind, body, speech, and mind. And this is just part of the process of changing habits. We have to repeatedly set the intention not to repeat them. Keep reminding ourselves. And so anything specific that you've been working on, the mistakes you've made recently, set a resolve with a specific time period that you think you can keep quite confidently. You know, even if it's 10 seconds after finishing the practice, 5 minutes, 24 hours. And then if you keep it, really rejoice in that. Reinforce it with a positive feeling so that it's easier and easier to keep holding that space. And if you make a mistake again, that's why we have to keep purifying, because it's a process. Habits can't be just changed instantly. Very, very difficult. Maybe if they're very light habits, but the really ones from countless of eons take a long time to purify. And so have that wish not to repeat any negative actions of body, speech, and mind, so that we're only helping others and always refraining from harming them. And Guru Vajrasattva is so pleased, wishing to merge with us. He dissolves into white light, enters the crown of your head, filling your body, merging with your body, speech, and mind, so that you, the Guru, and Vajrasattva are in complete union oneness. Think in emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma and no negative karma created. All phenomena are empty, not existing inherently from their own side, including the self. And we've created an enormous amount of positive energy, which we call merit. And so we dedicate this to the benefit of all living beings by thinking, may all the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And you can recite these dedication verses or just meditate on the meaning. As a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may bodhicitta, from which the happiness of all sentient beings comes, be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay, even for 1 second, and that which has been generated may it increase. As a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may emptiness be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay, even for 1 second, and that which has been generated may it increase. As a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may I, who am empty from my own side, achieve Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment, which is empty from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are empty from their own side to that enlightenment, which is empty from its own side, as quickly as possible by myself alone. And we pray for the long lives of all of our gurus, especially His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Khachoe Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and how wonderful that Geshe Sherab has been recovering well. May he continue to recover and teach the community there. And may all our teachers continue to teach, hold us close in every lifetime until we are all enlightened. And now with a very happy mind, if it is nighttime there, go have a very good sleep with beautiful dreams, auspicious dreams. And if it's daytime, go have a wonderful day.
Thank you.